We are now in part 4 of my many-part series on guided reading. So far I've covered what to have in your guided reading kit or resources that you need. I've covered how to find books for your guided reading. I also covered a sight word activity. Today I'm going to move on to the phonics activity. This is in preparation for your lesson still, not beginning of the lesson yet. We will cover that in a later video. To begin, you're going to need to know some basic phonics that you can cover in guided reading. I'm going to be basing this on the Texas Standards of Teaching called the TEKS. And while that's divided up by grade level, I'm actually not going to mention grade level on purpose because it's more about continual growth of a student than necessarily matching a checkbox for a certain age or grade period. 1. Basic letters. If you're planning on teaching your child letter sounds, it is best not to teach in ABC order. I'll link a blog below that covers a research-based order. 2. VC words. This stands for short vowel consonant. Some examples are on, if, at, and it. 3. CVC words. These are the building blocks of the English language. It stands for consonant, short vowel, consonant. Some examples are cat, dog, mom, dad. 4. Beginning blends. These are 2 or more consonants at the beginning of a word where you hear each unique sound. Some examples are trim, brim, stop, and crib. 5. Ending blend. These are 2 or more consonants at the end of a word where you hear each unique sound. Some examples are mask, best, left, and lamp. 6. Digraphs. These are 2 letters that, when put together, make a new sound. Some examples are that, chat, graph, and shut. 7. Trigraphs. These are 3 letters that, when put together, make a new sound. Some examples are hair, bear, high, and ditch. 8. Magic E. These are words that end with an E and make the vowel before it in the same syllable say a long vowel sound. Some examples are gave, sane, kite, and cube. For a little tip here, I used to tell my students that the vowels are brothers and sisters, and sometimes they don't get along. The E was being mean to his sister, A, for example, who went over and made her say her name. Then he would hide and stay quiet so he wouldn't get in trouble. 9. Vowel pairs or vowel teams. These are 2 letters that follow the rule of when 2 vowels go a walk-in, the first one does the talking. Basically, the first letter is long and the second one is silent. Some examples are eat, tree, boat, and Sue. 10. R-controlled vowels. These are vowels who change their sound because of the R following it. Some examples are bar, sir, her, and fur. 11. Diphthongs. These are vowels that put together make a sound of the first one gliding into the second one. Some examples are oink, boy, loud, and cow. Open syllables. This is when a syllable in a word ends with a long vowel. Some examples are baby, music, paper, and even. 13. Closed syllables. This is when a syllable in a word has a consonant at the end, making the vowel before it short. Some examples are rabbit, napkin, music, and unfit. 14. Final stable syllables. This is when a word ends with a consonant and then the letters L and E. Some examples are puzzle, inkle, uncle, and dimple. 15. Affixes. This includes prefixes like unhappy and semicircle, and suffixes like sickness and hardship. 16. Roots. This can be a word like teach in the word teacher or wreck in the word wreckage, or not like geo in geography and auto and automobile. 17. Schwa. This is the vowel sound in an unstressed syllable. It makes the B sound. Some examples are go, celebrate, bought, and easily. Because I covered so much in regards to what phonics can look like and is, I'm not going to spend a lot of time going over activities like I did last time. For ideas for activities, you can actually just Google the phrase phonics activities, and there's a bunch, hundreds out there. for you to refer to. The key is to look for activities that take the words and break them apart into the individual sounds or parts in the case of syllables. For my example, I'm going to use the book Little and Big that I read last time. In it are some great CVC words like bug, cat, dog, and kid. I'm going to take that paper that I was working on last time and add to it. So instead of sight words, now we're doing phonics. And the focus is CVC. And you go ahead and write down the examples here. So bug, cat, dog, and kid, to know what to keep an eye out for. To be a little more advanced, if you notice the big blank space, this is where I oftentimes put some focus ideas. Like, for example, if I want to go into A versus AN, and use before a noun. Or I put concepts for the comprehension part of it. So if I wanted to focus on cause and effect, or maybe I wanted to focus on character development, or whatever it was, I put some notes on there. For my example, phonics activity, I'll be using these magnet letters to form words that were found in the book, as well as words in the same word family. Word families are words that end the same. So for example, in the book, you would find the word bug. So I'd have the kids spell it out. I would say to them, find a letter that says b, b, b. Find a letter that says and so on until they spelled the word out. Then I'd ask them to blend it together to make the word b, g, bug. And then I would say, let's replace the letter. If we took away the b sound and put the t sound instead, what would the new word be? And I have them sound out and say the new word. And so on and so forth, with usually trying to get at least 2 words for every word family, matching up with every word in the book. Once again, if you're doing more than one book in a given week, you can repeat the same activity throughout the week with the different books in order to save yourself the trouble of having to recollect the parts and resources that you need, especially if you're using the same sound patterns with different words. So for example, if you did CVC all week. Okay, now that you've had all the stuff that you needed to do to prepare for the lesson, starting next time, we'll actually look at how the lesson looks with the child or children present.